Hi guys, guess what? Look what I ran into today in the
Who is this
library in
old
San
guy?
Francisco. Mr. Lloyd LaQuesta. Oh my God! I had him in my last the Sansu show.
Long time ago.
Long time ago, yeah, that was 1920s. But
Yeah.
and look, we're still looking young.
Yeah.
He's only 26 and I'm 25. I'm telling
That's
you,
right. That's
that's
right.
right. And he's still looking good. Look at that. What's your secret to looking good?
We're hanging out with beautiful women like you.
Oh, thank you. See, that's what I like about this
That's the
man.
Filipino man.
That's
You
the
got to watch out
Filipino.
for.
So, what you been doing lately? Right?
Not much. I'm in retirement. And we have another home actually in Manila.
Mm-hmm.
So I go every once in a while, and I have to keep up with my wife. My
Yes.
wife, as you may or may not know, is
Yes.
very, very
Very,
active in the
yes.
community. So she has her own foundation and projects that she, of course, as she says, I've got a built-in MC for the event. So
You did a good job in MCA today.
no, no.
Oh my God. Especially when you talked about the Attorney General, Rob Bonta.
Rob Bonta,
Oh,
good
oh
guy.
my God. I'm
good
so
guy.
proud of him. I'm so proud
Yeah.
of him. And I'm so proud of you because you're the very first Filipino, right? As a
Well, I'm
TV
one of the first
one of
in
the
the Bay
first
Area.
in the
Yeah,
Bay Area.
first Filipino
Yes,
American.
and he looks Spanish to me. He doesn't look
No,
Filipino.
no,
He's so
Spanish.
mestizo,
No,
and I'm mestiza.
Ilocano. You know who Ilocanos are, right?
Yeah,
Ilocano.
Ilocanos.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Ilocano, they always say they're not Filipinos, they're Ilocanos.
Ilocano. That's right. That's right. You know more about it than I do.
No, it's been nice seeing you. We're going to talk some more. I don't want to hold you up
No,
because I
thank
know
you.
you're always a busy man, but we'll talk again for
Yes.
another one. And we're going to have a long interview and see what you've been doing because you're into sports now. You can't be into women because you're still married. So you have to be into sports.
Can I get a big hug from you?
Thank you, thank you, Vincent. God bless you and take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, Sansu. It's for you, Sansu Show. The Sansu Show. Sansu. Take a look, it's for you, it's from your point of view. World you do, Sansu.
Hello, everyone. Welcome again to another Sansu Show. Good morning, good afternoon. It's the whole night through. Good evening and good day to you and your hello. Another hump day. I don't know why they call it hump day on a Wednesday. Welcome, my online family and friends. And I hope you're always with us every Wednesday night or every morning in the Philippines or every afternoon wherever you are in the parts of the country. Of course, courtesy of PHLV Radio. Viva Las Vegas. Well, you guys, okay. I'm so excited because our guests tonight are very, very prestigious people. Really. I mean, they've been around in the business for a very long time and they're very respected. But before I introduce all my guests tonight, I'd like to talk about the one that you just saw, the video that you just saw. There was then and now. Mr. LaCuesta, Lloyd LaCuesta was my guest on my the Sansu show when I was with the GMA Pinoy TV, and he was one of my guests, and this was after he retired from KTVU Channel 4, if I'm not mistaken, and he was so gracious. I mean, we just talk about a lot of things, and now that he's retired, he's pretty happy being retired. And when I saw him last event that we had in San Francisco, I was like, oh my God, I never seen you for so long, and I was like, I was surprised to really see him and in good shape. He's really in shape. It looked like he kind of enjoyed being retired. Well, I just want to say thank you, Lloyd, and it's been nice seeing you again. And on top of that, on the event that we had in San Francisco about FFAC PAC event, Filipino community event. we also had the Attorney General Rob Bonta. And I was so, I mean, his speech was pretty long. So I probably share it with you next week. You know, but I had a little interview with him, and it was kind of shocked because I was really listening and really paying attention to what he said, right? And then all of a sudden, I said, "Wait a minute! I didn't hear about the homelessness." So I kind of, I don't know if you could call it, kind of shocked on my question. So check out my interview with him.
I think our care courts are really good. That approach, we got to get that fully funded and fully up and running. But the idea that folks who are homeless deserve recognition of their humanity, they deserve compassion, and they deserve some sort of appropriate wraparound services for them that are unique to their needs. If they need a shelter, obviously, that should be provided. If they want job training, if they need mental health services, drug rehabilitation services, then they should get that. And if that is provided to them in a way that's uniquely supportive of their needs, then they got to come off the street now. And it's not voluntary anymore. You can't be on the street voluntarily. You have to come out, you have to come indoors, get the services, and have a roof over your head. And I think that's an appropriate pathway to get folks back on their feet, support them, get them off the street, get them into housing, get them the care that they deserve, and move forward. I think that's the right approach.
It's true, because I think one thing that the biggest problem is, I think, mental health. Because I used to work for a nonprofit organization. We want to give them houses, but they don't know how to use it because they have the mental issues. So I think that's the first thing that we have to really tackle is their mental capability.
The shelter is necessary, but it's not sufficient.
Not
You need
sufficient.
more than that. It's
Yes.
not a housing problem
Yes.
exclusively. It's the services that come with the
Yes.
housing that are necessary. And to your point, supporting folks with mental health
Yes.
needs, you need to
Yeah.
give them the services to
Yes.
support them.
So how can we help them? I mean, what department can they go in order to give them that help?
Well, we have a whole social service safety net. It's
Yes.
usually counties. Counties
The
provide
counties, right?
mental health
Yes.
support. That part of the service delivery system is usually in the county.
Yeah.
San Francisco is a county and a
Yeah.
city, so the San Francisco can provide that
Yeah.
for the folks who need it in their county.
And thank you for doing a good job.
Thank you.
You're going to be the first Filipino governor. Governor in the record.
Very kind of you. Thank you. Thank you.
Po, si Orlino de la Cruz ay kapitan po ng Patal Pinto sa Pinatubo. Nagpapasalamat po ako sa Aita Tribe Foundation. Nagpapasalamat po ako uli sa mga bigay niyo po. Dito po ay lumiwanag na po ang namin po, community namin po. Nuulit ko lang po, nagpapasalamat ako sa inyo po. Ito po. Ay, mas pasalamat kami po sa nagtutulong sa amin po sa Aita Foundation po. Ngayon lang po kami ng ilaw na maliwanag po dito sa Patal Pinto po. Thank you po.
Ito po yung mga kasama namin, nag-install ng solar dito sa sitio. Dayday. Ayan si Conchal. Ayan si Joseph. Si Goryo. Si Commander Aka. Ito si Kapitan. Ayan si Pangkok. Ayan si Ate Parina. Ayan ang cooker namin, no, si Ate Parina. Ayan, no. Dito kami sa Sitio Dayday. Ayan, no. Dayday pala yung Sitio Dayday. Ayan. Ayan, no.
Mamili-pili ka ba?
Ayan sila. Nandito kami ngayon. Nagluluto. Ayan, no. Ayan yung asawa ni Kap. Ayan sila. Ayan yung mga yan. Maliwanag na sa labas. Good morning everybody. Nandito po kami ngayon sa Sitio Dayday. Nag-install ng solar panel. Ayan. Bag.
everyone. Well, I hope you enjoyed my interview with Attorney General Rob Bonta. He was so nice to give me a little time about answering my question about the homelessness, because that's the biggest problem we have here in California about the homelessness. And so after that, I would like to introduce to you my very first guest. It's going to be an audio because he's not in the area that they have a connection. So it will be an audio interview with our Honorable Consul General, Adelio Cruz. So, hi, Consul.
Susan, good evening. So happy and honored to be with you here tonight.
Me too. I'm so honored that you took a time to really spend time with us and maybe answer some of the questions that a lot of the Filipinos out there wants to know, especially in the immigration process. And how are you doing?
Well, I'm good. I arrived back in LA first of this month, and despite the cold weather, hit the ground running. Started working with my colleagues and started reaching out to the Filipino American community. So everything's going well. I'm really excited to be back.
I know, and congratulations for your second term.
Yes, thank you. I'm so honored.
Yes, and when I met you at the gala, the film festival, I was like, and you were so humble. You know how people sometimes they have position, kind of like, but you're different. You are so different. You're so down to earth, and I'm so honored that you took my invitation. And okay, tell us a little bit about yourself, because I know your position right now, but a lot of our family online and friends doesn't know too much where you came from, what part of the Philippines you're from. Can you tell us a little bit about you, Consul?
Okay. Well, I was born in Manila, raised in Quezon City, and I've been living in Quezon City all my life. I've been in the Foreign Service for 30 years, and I've been posted to China, to the United Arab Emirates, to Libya, of course, the United States. So that's basically the career that I've carved in the Foreign Service.
Okay, so it's always been. Are sure any of your family members are also in the politics or in the government?
Well, I have a brother, and he is currently the Deputy Consul General at the Philippine Consulate General in New York.
Wow. So it really runs in the family.
Well, there are just two of us in the family, so we're both lucky to be in the Foreign Service and in public service.
Are your parents or your idol, or are they also in the government in their time? Or
Oh no. It was a choice that I had and I took, and I'm just happy that my brother also service.
oh, okay. Did you ever serve the military? No, you didn't never serve in the military, right?
No, I did not. So I've been in the Foreign Service all my life.
All your life. So, what is your focus now as your on your second term? What is your agenda at this point?
Well, right now we are busy preparing for the coming midterm elections. And of course, we are reaching out to all the Filipinos who are, the Filipino Americans who are dual citizens to please exercise your right to suffrage, participate in the overseas absentee voting. Your vote counts. And of course, the best way to show your love for the country is to participate in the coming midterm elections and be part of choosing the next leaders for our Senate.
Yes, it's very important. The people's voices are very important nowadays. What's going on in our country, and thank you for really expressing that, because us Filipinos are cultured. We are always kind of like always in the back burner. You don't want to say too much. You don't want to participate in a lot of things. But I'm really seeing a lot of actions are coming in from the Filipino community, and thank you for really inspiring that. For pushing them to get out there and vote and get your voices heard.
Yes,
know?
yes, of course.
Yeah.
And that's the only way we could really choose the true and the right leaders for our country.
Yes, it is. And so I've always have an experience with the San Francisco Consulate General Office and the excellence customer care that they always give us. But in your opinion, what are the examples of excellent customer care on your embassy or in your consulate office that you can tell our viewers out there?
Well, just as I practiced when I was consul general during my first term, I always encourage my colleagues at the consulate to treat every single Filipino or Filipino American who visit the consulate as your own brother, your own mother, your own father, and your own sister. There's no other better way to extend public service than to treat uh, the applicants your own family.
Yes, it's true. It's true. Because treating them like your own, it just gives them more a sense of belonging, that they are really being helped. But with the immigration right now, tell us a little bit how your office can help everyone that's kind of scared right now, that are actually hiding. How can we help them? Because, a lot of undocumented right now, or that are in this country, are kind of really scared, or a lot of also paperwork right now being delayed because of what's happening with the new administration. So how can we kind of give them a peace of mind, or something that you're always going to be there to help them?
Well, for one thing, whoever enters the consulate premises, whoever wishes to renew their Philippine passport, we
Mhm.
do not ask about your status. And we don't care if you are documented or undocumented, but the moment you seek assistance from the consulate, we will be there to help.
Yes. See that, you guys?
And
So
that's
don't
very
be
clear,
scared.
right?
Yes,
We don't
yes.
care if you're documented or undocumented. As long as you are a dual citizen or you are a Filipino citizen, we will be there to help. In fact, if I may, Susan, right now we are in negotiations with the Wage and Hourly Board of the Department of Labor. And
Wow.
the Wage and Hourly Board is an office under the Department of Labor that ensures every worker, documented or undocumented,
Mhm.
receives the minimum wage under California law.
Yes. And California is very active in those situation. We're always ahead in some of the other states, and
Yes, that
unfortunately,
is correct.
yeah. Yeah, and so unfortunately, some of the other states that has Filipinos, I know they're probably wondering how can you also help other Filipinos from the other states, or only the California residents?
Well, the Philippine Consulate General in Los Angeles has jurisdiction over Southern
Mm-hmm.
California, Southern Nevada, and the state of Arizona. So
Oh.
we are confident that once the MOU or the memorandum of understanding with the Wage and Hourly Board with the
Mm-hmm.
Department of Labor is
Mm-hmm.
signed, and then perhaps we could also move forward and hopefully explore the possibility of replicating this MOU with the states of Southern Nevada and Arizona.
Oh, okay. See, that's good to know, because they always thought that it's always limited. That if you're a consul general of a state, that's all you can do. So you can actually extend or expand
Oh,
in some
yes.
other states.
Well,
Yes.
our mandate, of course, is to protect and preserve the rights and interests of the Filipinos in our areas of jurisdiction. I am very sure that the other consuls general in the different states, we have been, consul in San Francisco, in Chicago, in Houston, in New York, Of course, we have our consulates in Guam and Honolulu. All the consuls general, of course, under the leadership of Ambassador Romualdez in Washington, are all committed in protecting and promoting the interests of our Filipino citizens here in the United States.
Yes. So the one that I wonder is some are Filipino, our kababayan that's in Iowa or in Montana, which is not a lot of Filipino communities. Uh, can you help them too, or they are out of your jurisdiction?
Well, for the states of Iowa and Montana, they are not under the jurisdiction of the Philippine Consulate General in Los Angeles, but geographically speaking, they need to coordinate and contact the nearest Philippine mission, whether it be the embassy or the consulate where they reside. If I'm not mistaken, Iowa is under the jurisdiction of our Philippine Consulate General in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
If I'm not mistaken. So in Montana, I believe they just need to coordinate with the nearest Philippine
Mhm.
Consulate General.
Oh, okay. And like one someone told me about it that one of some Filipinos, when they want to reach out to you on the weekend, do you have like a 24-hour help desk that they can contact or maybe can answer some of their questions? Like on the weekend, or warriors. I used to be warriors. Weekend workers. Do you have the consulate has that kind of thing?
Yes. Of course, we do. We are, of course, available 24/7, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. They just need to visit the website of the consulate, and then we have what we call an assistance to national hotline. They call that number, and no matter what time of day, no matter what day of the week, we will be there to reply. It's just a simple request from our end that should you have any questions, please don't call in an unholy hour of the night just to ask what passport requirements are.
Because you know someone will be out there listening like midnight, like, oh, let me call the consulate office right now.
Uh, yeah, I mean, if it's an emergency, you call me at 1 in the morning. I will be there to help. All right. But if you call me at 1 in the morning just to ask me what passport requirements are, I don't think that's appropriate. Right?
Someone will try it.
Well, I just hope not. Again, if it's an emergency, whatever
Yeah.
time of day, we will be there to help. But please don't call us at 2 in the morning just to ask what are the passport requirements in renewing a passport. If I may, Susan, I'd like to
Yeah.
give our emergency numbers
Uh-huh. Yes,
for
please.
those who would need assistance at any time of
Yes.
the day. All right. Our
Okay.
emergency number is 213
Uh-huh.
268
Okay.
9990.
213-268-9990.
Yes. And for those who are Filipinos in need of immediate assistance, all right,
Yes. Yes.
this is the number to call:
Okay.
323
Mm-hmm.
528
Mm-hmm.
1528.
323 what is it again? I'm sorry.
528
528
1528.
1528. Okay. You hear that, online family and friends? Are we going to repeat that again later on, console, before we say goodbye to you, so that they can remember again, just in case they're still trying to get their pen to write it down.
Right.
So we're going to
Oh,
repeat
and
that number again.
Susan, if I may,
Uh-huh.
seek your assistance as well. For those kababayans who are affected by the wildfires, and those
Yes.
who have not probably heard that the consulate is extending a token financial assistance, please reach out to us, and we will be giving a token of financial assistance to those who were affected by the wildfire. We started doing this a few days after the wildfire started in January 5, and we will continue to do so probably until mid-year. So I'd like to reach out to our kababayans. Those of you who were affected by the wildfires, please coordinate with the Philippine Consulate General as soon as possible.
Oh, thank you for that information. Because someone did ask me about that. What God, what a blessing that you gave us that information. Because someone did say, that some of her relatives that lived in Pasadena, right, and that wildfire, and they said that they're still waiting for help from Red Cross or any financial help, and they're
Mhm.
still waiting. So they all they can do is just contact you, or they can go
Call us
if you're
with the
in LA
numbers. Yeah,
with the
please
numbers.
call us with the numbers I just gave, and
Uh-huh.
we will be more than happy to meet them and assist them.
Yes, and they can actually just drive to your office or take the bus or whatever, to go to your office and get more information. Not
Yes,
just,
of
yeah,
course.
it's much
Right.
better. And your office opens from what, 8 to 5?
We are open Mondays to Fridays from
Oh,
8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m.
okay, 8:30 to 5:30. Okay, that's Pacific time, you guys. So, well, yeah, you can only it's only Pacific time. Where are we gonna be at? But besides being the serious part of it, so a lot of Filipinos there wants to know that our community is growing, isn't it? In the United States, we have more Filipinos now than ever, or we are being cut down because of all this deportation and stuff.
Well, I want to clarify,
Mhm,
about this issue about deportation.
mhm,
Um, we are not being targeted as a people for immediate deportation. Number one, we are, law-abiding people.
mhm.
We do not engage in violence. We are
Yes,
hardworking,
yes,
and generally we've been very, very helpful, to the American economy. Um,
yeah.
we do have Filipinos who have been sent back home,
Mhm.
but it has been going on for many, many years. All
Oh,
right.
okay.
So we are just want to clarify we are not being targeted for deportation. It was made very clear by President Trump that they are targeting uh, non-citizens, undocumented
Mhm.
people who were engaged in criminal activities.
Oh, okay.
All
Well,
right.
unfortunately, yes, but unfortunately, there are some that got kind of pushed in that. It's because of their race,
Well,
you know, and it's
some
so sad.
cases have been highlighted, and
Yes.
it's whoever's narrative, of course,
Mm-hmm.
that you read or listen to. Some
Mm-hmm.
people would call it a racial issue. Of
Yes.
course,
Racial
the other
profile.
side say that they engaged in political activities that are not of the to the interest of the United States. So it depends on the narrative, and it depends on whose side you are, reading on.
Mm-hmm.
So, but generally, I just want to assure your listeners that we are not being targeted as people for immediate deportation.
Yes. And what's gonna happen to the hospital? Because all the nurses are Filipinos.
Well, obviously,
Right?
if the nurses are gainfully employed, that means they
Yes.
have legitimate statuses here,
Yes.
and they're either dual citizens or former Filipinos or holders of working visas. So they are not to worry. They should not worry
Yes.
at all.
Thank you for that assurance. Thank you so much. Because, yes, this is a very trying time right now because a lot of people are really lost. They're scared. I know there's a racial profile. And unfortunately it's more to the Latino community than the Asian community, which is just not right. It's just not right that they have to go by the race. Unfortunately. But okay, what do you do on your spare time, Conso? Because I know you're so serious.
Well,
You
even during spare time, my family and I make it a point to, attend events of the Filipino American community, reach out to our kababayans, and
Mm.
of course, should we go out, engage in social activities, of course, we go to Filipino-owned businesses. That's
Support
the
the
best
businesses.
way. Of course, it's the best way to promote and support our kababayans here in the West.
Okay, that's a good one. But how about you? What do you really like to do in your spare time? Do you play golf or?
I Well, yes, I play golf as long as my schedule allows it. Um, and so far, that's probably what keeps me busy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, the golf is an all-day thing. I don't think you can play golf just for 20 minutes. That's an all
Well,
day.
it's a way of keeping yourself probably healthy, and it's a good way, of course, to relax and unwind.
Yeah, after all the lechon and the pancit. But okay, this is my that we call Sansu questionnaire console. Okay, are you ready for this?
All right.
Alright. Okay, if you're in an island and you were by yourself, what song would you like to hear over and over again? What song that you just
What
want to hear?
song? That's the first thing that comes to my mind.
Yes.
I don't know. Lead Me, Lord, Pase Valdez.
Oh, that is a good song. And it's perfect for right now. It's Lent season, Lenten season.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I mean, Lord, that's a beautiful one. That's a beautiful song.
Thank you.
Yes, it is. So you're very spiritual, huh? You're very religious.
Well, um, I believe wherever you go, whatever you do, of course, you serve the Lord
Yes. Oh, thank you.
in
Thank
your
you so.
own little way.
Yes, it is. It is. Without him, I don't know. We'd be lost. We'd definitely be lost. And I just want to thank you so much, for, as I said, for spending time with us. And I know you're a very, very busy person, 24/7. I know a lot of people really ask you a lot of questions, especially right now with the immigration. And thank you for answering that and giving them a peace of mind, because that's
Uh,
what we need right now, a
yeah,
peace
well,
of
you're most welcome. Again, we are here to serve our kababayans,
mind.
regardless of their status.
Mm-hmm.
And we are public servants, so
Mm-hmm.
we are ready to assist any time of the day. Again, please just don't call me at 2 in the morning to ask what passport requirements there are, because you can call me during the day for that. But if it's an emergency, we will be there in a heartbeat.
Yes. What? Okay. What part of the Philippines you from again? What's your dialect or your
Um,
language?
I was born in Manila and raised in Quezon City.
Oh, so Tagalog ka talaga. You're really Tagalog.
Born and raised, yes. Hmm.
Born and raised. Oh, okay. So then you just say in Tagalog if they call you at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Pag patawad nyo na lang po, tawagan nyo po ako sa umaga. Hindi naman po emergency itong tawag ninyo. Well, I might even get to answer and tell them what the requirements are, but you know, uh, I hope our kababayans will understand.
Yes. Conso, can you please repeat those numbers again, please, for non-emergency and the emergency one? This is
Well,
two and
actually,
three.
both are emergency numbers.
Oh, okay.
The
Two and
emergency
three.
number is 213
Uh huh.
268
Mm-hmm.
9990.
Okay.
And
Okay.
for those requiring immediate assistance
Yeah.
for Filipinos in distress,
Yes.
it's 323
Mm-hmm.
528 1528.
5528. And they can also email your office, which is in the website, right?
Yes, of course.
www.
May I give our
Your
email
website.
address? Right. Our email address is one word, small caps, Los Angeles
Mm-hmm.
.pcg
Mm-hmm.
at DFA, that's Department of Foreign Affairs,
Mm-hmm.
.gov.ph.
.dh.
.gov, G-O-V,
Oh,
government, .ph.
yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much for all the information, and I don't want to take so much of your time. And I can't wait to see you again.
Well, you're
Because
most welcome, Susan, and thank you for doing this public service for our
yes.
kababayans. Yes.
Oh, thank you, and God bless you. Continue success, and I hope you get a third term.
I think 2 terms are enough. Well, thank you very much, Susan. I really appreciate it being
Thank
given an
you. God
opportunity.
bless you.
All right.
Yes, God
Take care.
bless you. See
Take
you
care.
soon. Thank you. God bless.
Likewise. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, Sansu. It's for you, Sansu Show. The Sansu Show. Sansu. Take a look, it's for you, it's from your point of view. Sansu. Thank you, Sansu. It's for you, Sansu Show. The Sansu Show. Sansu. Take a look, it's for you, it's from your point of view. Sansu.
Hello, everyone. I hope you enjoyed my conversation with the Honorable Consul General Adelio Cruz. And he was a very interesting man, and he's so sweet to give us all that information that's on your mind about immigration. Now, I helped you a little bit about giving you a peace of mind about what's happening now, and you can just relax for a while, and so let's move on to our next guest. And she's a very exciting lady. I mean, she's been, in the public eye for a very long time. She's a journalist and an editor. And as a matter of fact, when I met her, she is so humble. I'm telling you, she is a very, very humble woman. And let me introduce to you. I'm not gonna tell too much about her because we're gonna talk about her. So, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Miss Lydia Solis. Hi, Miss Lydia.
Hi, Sansu. How are you?
Fine, thank you. I'm so excited to have you because, the conversation that we had this afternoon, I really enjoyed it. You gave me so much information. You know how the journalism nowadays is so different compared to, actually in the States and in the Philippines. But before we could move on, tell our online family and friends about you. Were you born and raised in the Philippines, or you grew up here? Can you tell us a little bit about you, Ate?
I was born and raised in Taal, Batangas. Have you heard of the Taal volcano? The
Yes.
smallest volcano, but the most terrible volcano. So the province is Batangas, so I am Batangueña.
Oh, that's really Tagalog.
Yes, yes, yes. But I come from a province where we are so proud of our Barakong Kape, but I
Oh,
don't drink coffee.
no, that's
Grew up
different.
with hot chocolate on rice, so parang champurado.
Ay, masarap ang champurrado. That's a
Yeah.
very good one.
Yeah.
Especially with this weather right now, we need champurrado, you know?
Yes.
Yes. So we talked about that you were in the beginning you were a child psychologist. That was your major in. And then you end up being a journalist. Can you tell our online family and friends about that?
Yes, my aunt took master's degree at the Philippine Women's University. And
Uh-huh.
since my father founded a school in Mabini, Batangas, the
Mhm.
family decided I should go into psychology so I can be a guidance counselor at the high school. It started in a one bedroom classroom as a high
Wow.
school. And then it is now the college, Mabini College of Batangas. It's now a college. But I never worked as a guidance counselor because I got married and then I immigrated to the United States. So fate has the other plans for me. I worked for the city of Los Angeles for 31 years. And in the
Wow.
70s, during the 70s, there were so many regional associations like that, Taaleños of California, Batangueños USA. And for some reason, they asked me if they asked me to help announce their events and their activities. So I did. I wrote a letter to Mr. Esclamado. I didn't know about press releases. I have no background in journalism, but I was able to promote their events. And so that was in 1988. While still working, City of Los Angeles, I did not retire until 2002. So in the 80s, after I had raised five children, I started community work. I started to belong to different associations.
Mhm.
And so after 1998,
Mhm.
I have been submitting press releases that I knew then that was what it was called. And then in 1993, the publisher asked if I would like to work for Philippine News. That was the newspaper then established in 1961. So I started as a stringer. That is um, a journalist um, that's just starting, freelance journalist. And
Wow.
then later on, my editor, Sherry Carol Moreno, baptized a column for me. So I became a columnist, which is kind of hard because the transition from straight news to being chatty in a column, I took some time of getting used to it. I retired during the pandemic as a columnist and chief correspondent of Southern California. But
Yeah.
you really can't get away from um, the community.
The community. Yeah. Miss Lydia, could you share some stories that you have covered that had a significant impact on your life?
Well, the very first story I covered, I don't have the details anymore, was the death of some Filipino boys, and it kind of touched my heart because I have three boys of my own,
Mhm.
and they say, journalists should not really let their feelings influence their reporting, and they should really avoid that. So that was difficult for me. My I Since I don't have a background in journalism, my daughter was my mentor. She was
Oh,
an Associated Press print and broadcast editor, and she retired and became a teacher. But during the time that she worked for the Associated Press, we didn't have the internet yet. So if I have to write about a senator, I
mhm.
would have to go to the library. I had to go to the library. But if I call her, she has all the resources because they do,
Mhm.
breaking news. No time to really do research. Their work is like Like one time I asked her to help me because I have a deadline. And she asked me, okay, mom, when is your deadline? I said, next week. Mom, next week. Our deadline here is now, an hour from now, today. And so when I used to ask her, the reason I became, a reporter to or a writer, I would ask her, let's go to lunch. Oh no, mom, I have to interview Hillary Clinton, or oh, how do you do that? Oh, you become a journalist. I said, oh, I'd like to do that too.
Thanks to your daughter, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, but after I retired from Philippine News, I couldn't really get away from the community. I belong to 4 organizations.
Yes.
And so I started contributing to the local newspapers, Weekend Balita and US
Mhm.
Asian Post, and a digital newspaper called Philippine Post, which has a and we have global following because it's digital, it's
Yeah.
easy. When I was working as a journalist for Philippine News, I faxed my story and I mailed my photos. Can you imagine?
Wow.
Now, a click with the email and your story is gone to the
Right, right.
publisher. Yes.
And with the AI help, I
Oh,
think a lot of
oh,
journalists.
be careful too when you use AI because one time
Uh-huh.
Governor Newsom sent me appointees to the Supreme Court, and there was a picture of a lady who looked Asian, and the name is Spanish sounding, really. So I said she must be Filipina, so I will write about her separately from all the other appointees of Governor Newsom.
Mhm.
But I wasn't sure if she is really a Filipina, so I asked AI. No, it was Copilot. Copilot, and I think that's AI too, or
Yeah,
GPT,
yes, Copilot is
Copilot. And I
uh-huh.
asked if this lady was Filipino American, and he said yes. But
Oh,
I still, for journalists, you have to really research. You have to be accurate. You do the
yes.
fact checking. So
Mm-hmm.
I Googled the lady and I got her information. I called her. She was very nice. And I asked, are you Filipino American? And she said, no. And she said, no, I'm Latina. She's
Oh my
Mexican
God.
American. Yeah. So you
Oh,
you have to do double checking too. Maybe they thought it was the same sounding name. So yeah.
yes, it is. But unfortunately, a lot of the now, not a lot, but it's so sad that it's hard to find the true journalism nowadays because a lot of the fake news or a lot of the news out there is either you believe it or not because there's so many fake news out there and they doctor some of the documents and some it's really it's crazy out there right now.
Well, that's one of the dilemmas that journalists
Yes,
face. They have to
yes.
be accurate and they should
Hmm.
avoid sensationalism in their
Yes.
reports. There was a Washington Post reporter,
Hmm.
Janet Cook, and she wrote a story about an 8-year-old heroin addict. Wow, that was such a sensationalized story. 8-year-old
Yes.
heroin addict. And she
Wow.
got a Pulitzer Prize award because of such reporting and such a story. But
Hmm.
then they found out later that she lied.
Oh,
She did
wow.
not. She even lied that she graduated from this university and had magna cum laude and other awards, but they found out it wasn't true. Because during that time, you protect your confidential informants, but
Uh-huh.
now the journalists are required to share with an editor their confidential sources. So the editor can fact check and they can really, you know, they can
Hmm.
really find out, be accurate, and tell the truth. Well, she did return her Pulitzer Prize award, and she did resign from the
Washington Post.
Washington Post. Yeah.
Yes.
And you have heard about the clickbait. Clickbait, when you see links um, and headlines, and
Yes.
it's so interesting that you click and you find out it's not really true. It's dubious, the information.
Yes.
Like the Katniel, you have heard about Catherine Bernardo and Danielle Padilla breakup. That's the
No.
couple in the Philippines when they broke up.
Yeah.
And it was just put on by a very, very loyal and devoted fan. And
Oh.
actually, they had not confirmed yet. They were ahead of the
Oh,
news of the actual breakup. So
oh my
yeah,
God.
but this is the clickbait. You see, like they say, a member of the BTS coming to Manila. So you
Mhm.
click, oh my goodness, BTS. This is a boy band
Or yeah.
yeah, in Korea. And it wasn't true. It was just so you would click, and so you
Mhm.
would like, and so you would subscribe. So be careful with those, what we call clickbaits.
Like, oh, okay. Well, thanks for that. I never heard of that. A clickbait. Actually, that happened to me. So my friend of mine called and said, "Oh, son," I said, "Oh my God, thank you, Sansu, that you answered your phone." I'm like, "Why?" They said, "Well, it was in the YouTube that I saw that you died." I'm like, "What?" I said, "Are you kidding me?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, I guess I'm not that popular. Now I have all this gossip."
But sabi sa atin, when there is news about your death, your life will be longer. You will live longer.
Hello?
You will
Yes, I
live
guess I'll
longer.
be here to 100 years.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yes, yes. So, Miss Solis, okay, how would you describe the differences between a Filipino American journalist and a mainstream American journalist?
When I first started, since my daughter was in a mainstream,
Mhm.
but the media people also have pictures taken, usually taken with a celebrity. And
Uh-huh.
she used to tell me, Mom, you take pictures. You shouldn't be in the picture. I said, well, Filipinos, we would like to take
Selfie,
pictures
selfie.
with Sansu. Hindi pa uso noon ang selfie. Hindi pa uso noon ang internet and selfie. So, whenever we go to events, here I am posing at the red carpet, and my daughter is just watching, shaking her head like that. Yeah, but I used to remember my editor would say when I send a picture, what are you doing in the picture? I said, gusto nila kasama ako eh. Kasi they think that when I'm in the picture, their picture will also be up here. Yeah, but that's our Filipino way,
Yeah.
of our media. We sometimes, have our pictures taken then.
But in your journalism, have you ever, the characters, being a child psychologist, do you ever use that with your journalism? You
Yes,
know,
yes, yes. I think I have more compassion. When I first worked for the city, I worked for LAPD, and I worked at the 911, the customer services, as you call them. And one comment they made was, you take so long talking to seniors and children, because I cannot just say goodbye. I listen to their stories when they call, and when my evaluation came up, you're good, they said, but there is one weakness you have. You spend too much time with the children and with the seniors. I only spent
certain
6 months.
things.
I only spent 6 months because it was a very stressful job. I only
Yeah,
finished my probation just in case I would want to return to that classification in the future. But
yeah.
one time I came to work and
Mhm.
they asked me, "What are you doing here?" And I said, "I'm working. Your shift is not until 3 o'clock." And, it's like 7 to 11, 11 to 3, or like that. And I get confused with all these time shifts. And one time I came and I was too early for my shift.
Oh, so, Miss Solis, how can you help the young generation, the young journalists out there who really want to go into the mainstream? What kind of advice can you give them?
Why go to the mainstream? We have so many Filipino newspapers now.
Yeah.
You have Inquirer.net, you have Rappler, and some other newspapers, the Bulletin, Business, in the Philippines.
Mhm.
Um, well, there are some dilemmas that journalists face, and besides accuracy and truthfulness, sensationalism, confidentially of sources, privacy. They should
Yes,
learn privacy versus public interest.
yes,
Just because you want to scoop a story, you forget that you are covering people who are human beings who have
yes,
feelings. And an
yes,
example would be Princess Diana's death. They
yes,
say that the very, very reckless pursuit of the media caused
yes,
the accident resulting to her death. You know,
yes. It's really.
and most of the reports they say that,
Mhm.
and weighing the public's right to know against an individual's right to privacy,
Mhm.
very,
Yes,
very common ethical issue.
yes,
Decisions of whether to publish sensitive or
yes.
potentially invasive information must be carefully, considered.
Considered. Well, thank you for that. Thank you so much because it's so hard to see nowadays that kind of characters of a lot of the journalists out there because they're so now into how much I'm going to get paid when I release this, this news because this is a breaking news. How I'm going to get promoted by showing this breaking news. I'm going to be the first. They're into now like into a running game that
Mm-hmm.
I gotta be the first one. I have to be the first one. I have to do all of that. And they forgot, as you mentioned, the
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
ridiculous and the respect of the position. Unfortunately, right here in the US right now, I'm not sure about in the Philippines, but no, some of the journalists also are being silenced because of the politics, because of the power of the politicians, because
Mm-hmm.
government, especially what
Mm-hmm.
we're right now in our administration, if you don't
Mm-hmm.
say anything, then they go
Mm-hmm.
after
Mm-hmm.
you telling the truth. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? So it's really sad. It's very, very sad how the
Yeah.
journalists
Mm-hmm.
they can be righteous, but at the same time they get in trouble because you're on the different side.
Mm-hmm.
So and
Journalists must consider the potential harm that
yes,
their stories might cause.
yes,
Remember Kobe Bryant, that basketball
yes,
player,
yes,
who died in a helicopter crash.
yes.
Not long after the news came out, there was a journalist from the Washington Post who tweeted a link to an article in 2003. He died in 2020, and she dug up an article from 2003 about allegations of sexual assault against Kobe Bryant. Is
Mm-hmm.
that tweet too soon? Ethical
Uh,
dilemma here. What is the ethical dilemma here? Is there a limit to truth telling? How
yes,
long, if at all, should a journalist wait after a
yes,
person's death before
yes.
resurfacing sensitive information about their past?
Yes, that is so sad. Especially in the death of someone, and to bring up the past, the very painful past, especially to the family of Kobe Bryant, and the wife and the children. That is really sad. But Miss Solis, do you have any advocacies now that you partially only journalists on your communities, or do you just gear into the Filipino communities, or do you expand your advocacy?
I belong to the Philippine Disaster Relief Organization. We call it PEDRO, PE, and then DRO. Philippine. It used to be Philippine Emergency Disaster Relief Organization, and that was established back in 1994, I think. Yeah. And what we do is do fundraisers. We have concerts. We have the wife of one of our board members, Becca Godinez, a singer. So we had, she was very, very gracious about having fundraisers with her as a singer, and she brings along her friends and a band to sing. And then we donate to ABS-CBN. They, because we know that they know where to distribute the whatever people need, blankets, clothes, food. So whatever we raise, unless there is a special request from a diocese or from a 501c3, we donate to a 501c3, we donate to churches, but most of our donations go to ABS-CBN so that they can distribute them. But like me, when the Taal volcano erupted, I asked if they could donate to the victims of the Taal volcano because they were displaced. They had to stay in some buildings, shelters, while the volcano was still very active. Yeah, and I also belong to an organization that presents Independence Day. It's Kalayaan Incorporated. And every year, we invite guest speakers from the Philippines. Um, June, we usually don't do it. Our Independence Day in the Philippines is June 12. We usually do it a week before or a week after. This year, it would be on June 14. And we don't have yet a confirmed guest speaker. But we usually ask the Consul General to be a special guest to hear his message about Independence Day.
Oh, I hope you get him because you hear what he said on our conversation. He's an amazing man. I know he will. He'll
Yes,
probably,
yes. It's
yes.
very nice, yes. And this is the second time. So we were very happy to hear that he will have, are you attending? He will have a kapihan the first time that Conjen would be meeting the Filipino community at the consulate. Um, what is it? Mm, I have to check the flyer. I will let you know.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, besides the journalism and everything, this is my what we call Sansu questionnaire.
Uh-huh.
If you ever pick a leading man with all the good-looking men in Hollywood or in the Philippines, which man would you pick as your leading man? If you're ever going to be an actress, if you're going to be in a movie and have a love scene, who would you pick?
Yeah. Um, um, there's so many. James Stewart, I
Boy,
like him.
this one.
I like James Stewart. Bill Holden. Elvis Presley. Maybe Elvis Presley. I love
Unfortunately,
his songs. I love his songs.
no. So he's your favorite singer and a favorite actor, right?
Yeah, but I'm old school. My kids used to tell me about a song you hear that goes in one ear and out the other. They don't understand that their songs are love, love, love. But I like Perry Como. I like Tom Jones.
Uh-huh.
Lovely songs. And Engelbert Humperdinck, the old songs. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Ati, for playing the game with me. Well, thank you for spending time with us today. I mean, it's been an honor. I mean, to hear from an experienced journalist and to give them an advice, that's what we need right now to really mentor a lot of this young generation, young journalists or young people that are very active in their communities. Would you like to give a shout out to anyone out there? To any of your family members and friends to give a shout out? We call it a shout out.
Um,
Hi.
Tomorrow, my daughter celebrates a birthday. She will be 63 years old. And the following day, my youngest great grandson will be
Uh-huh.
3 years old. So I have birthdays April 3, April 4, and one of my sons, April 11. See, during all my professional career, the family always comes first. When I work at that 911, sometimes I work a night shift, and one time I came home and the
Mhm.
house was full of teenagers. They were
Oh,
partying because I wasn't home, and I don't know, my husband wasn't home, and so I decided, no, the job night shifts and 3 to 7, 11 to 3, and it's not for me. I need a 9 to 5 job, so I'll be home for my kids. So the family always comes first. I have 5 children, 6 grandchildren, and 2 great
oh my
children.
God.
Yes,
Wow.
and
Miss
I'm
you.
Uber. I'm Uber for my two grandkids, and
Mhm.
so. And I think when you grow old, you only need 5. They say 8 hours. How many hours do you sleep, Sansu?
Oh, oh, I sleep 4. Well, because I grew up in a showbiz family, so I only have like 4 hours. Is good enough for me. 4 or 5. So
But
my
you are young. Those are the senior hours. No matter how late or early I go to bed, I wake up like 5 o'clock in the morning.
oh my God.
Yeah, even if I go to bed at 12 or 1, I am
Huh?
up at 5 and I can't
Yeah,
go.
your body's used to it.
Yeah,
What
it's my clock. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ate Solis. Ate Lydia, basically. I hope you don't mind me calling you Ate Lydia, because look like I've known you for a long time now. I feel so comfortable
I
with you.
know. Yeah, there was instant chemistry. I didn't know you. You smiled at me. I smiled at you. You sat beside us, and my daughter said, "Do you know her?" I said, "No." And then when you said, "I just came from Japan," I said, "Oh, she just came from Japan." Oh no, you said, "I just came from Africa." When you ask a question, Africa, she came from Africa. I didn't know you were the daughter, or you are the daughter of.
Yeah, I always tell them they don't know me and they're talking in Bisaya or Tagalog. Oh my God, you speak Tagalog. I
Yeah,
just like
you
to.
can always fool. Yeah, because you're some people, you have chemistry right away. You were very friendly, and you talk to us like. That's why my daughter asked, "Do you know her?" I said, "No," but you were talking like you have known her for years.
Years. Well, it was an honor to sit next to you and your daughter. It was your daughter, right? The one next to you. That
Yeah.
was the
Mhm.
good to tell her I said hi. And
Okay. And who is your favorite actor that you would like to throw back
well,
the question to you?
well, I'm always saying Brad Pitt.
Oh.
No, Brad Pitt. Well, yeah, you never know.
Oh. Mm.
Oh, anybody really. Oh, with my mom, Prinsesa Naranja, Fernando po.
Ah.
Or,
Rogelio de la Rosa.
or Denzel Washington. Oh,
Mm,
well,
mm.
thank you so much, Ati. God bless you. And it was a wonderful, wonderful conversation. We're going to continue this again next time and we're going to talk some more. All right?
Okay,
God
okay.
bless you. Take care of yourself and hope to see you soon.
You too. Okay. Thank you, Sansu. Bye-bye. Good night.
Night.
Po, si Orlino de la Cruz ay kapitan po ng Patal Pinto sa Dapata, Pinatubo. Nagpapasalamat po ako sa Aita Tribe Foundation. Nagpapasalamat po ako uli sa mga bigay nyo po. Dito po ay lumiwanag na po ang namin po, community namin po. Nuulit ko lang po, nagpapasalamat ako sa inyo po. Ito po. Ay, mas pasalamat kami po sa nagtutulong sa amin po sa Aita Foundation po. Ngayon lang po kami ng ilaw na maliwanag po dito sa Patal Pinto po. Thank you po.
Ito po yung mga kasama namin, nag-install ng solar dito sa sitio Dayday. Ayan. Ayan. Ayun po yung pinatubo, yung may pag.
Hi everyone. Hi, I hope you enjoyed my conversation also with Miss Lydia Solis. And I just want to thank all my guests tonight. Oh my Lord. Thank you, thank you. I was so honored to have their presence. Start off with Honorable Consul General Adelio Cruz and also Miss Lydia Solis. Thank you to both of you. You've been so wonderful. But this time I would like to say condolences to the families of Val Kilmer. He's an actor that played in the Top Gun, in the very first Top Gun, and also for Richard Chamberlain. Actually, he'd done a lot of movies, but at the very end, they didn't know that he was actually gay. And he finally revealed himself, the truth, and he died, I think, at the age of 75, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, excuse me. May you guys rest in peace. May the God's purple light shine upon both of you, and you may all rest in peace. And as I just want to say thank you so much, everyone, for sticking by with me. I know we go over the time sometimes, but thank you for being there with me, and thank you for all our, my online family and friends for listening and making comments and stuff. I just want to, say that don't forget to spay and neuter your animals. And also, I just want to say happy birthday to Risadel Basilio. He really messaged me on Facebook like, "Oh, Auntie Sansu, can you please say happy birthday for me?" Happy birthday, and everyone is celebrating their birthdays this week. All right, happy birthday to all of you. God bless you, and stay tuned for. As you know, it's still Lenten season, and we have. I'm singing with the choir about one more gift, because we need one more gift from God to give us peace in this world, to give us peace in not just in the world but in our hearts in this Lenten season, to ask forgiveness for what we have done so far, and to pray for this country. Good Lord, we need to pray for this country. Anyway, thank you so much. Courtesy of PHLV Radio, Viva Las Vegas, led by Johan Seisen. And also, thank you again. God bless you all. Love, peace, and joy. See you again next week. Bye.
If there's one more gift I ask of you, Lord, it would be peace here on earth. just one more gift I asked of you, Lord, it would be peace here on earth, as gentle as your children's laughter, all around, all around. Grant me serenity within, for the confusion surround might be reflections of what's within, what's within.